Her pieces are magical, making you feel as if you can bring the stunning scenery of the Pacific Northwest inside.
I just love making art.
Laura Burkhart's work is a celebration of what surrounds us.
If I can just recapture the beauty that I see, if someone else can connect with it, I just see it as like a transfer of good energy.
The multi-talented creative does it all, including drawing, design, and painting.
So I sort of almost obsessively paint the mountains, always trying to capture the beauty of the mountain ranges.
She discovered one of her favorite mediums by accident.
I was building a shed and just started using the scrap wood to kind of make some art out of it. And one thing led to the other.
Her passion for woodworking was born.
My woodwork is unique because it's a different style that I sort of came up with that is multidimensional. It's not inlaid. I use the negative space as much as I use the shapes to create my artwork.
Laura knows her power tools, and she's not afraid to use them.
The nail gun, the air compressor, jigsaw is always really great. I could go on. But I'd say that the miter saw is my #1 power tool that I use the most. It's my best friend. I have 2 of them here behind me. Well, power tools are for everyone.
As she builds her art, she's also breaking down stereotypes.
Sometimes I definitely, when I go to the hardware store to pick up my supplies and lumber and tools, I get about 10 people asking me if they can help me find something, and then they're usually surprised when I know exactly where it is.
Her most iconic invention was inspired by our wet weather.
You know, it rains here sometimes, so you can't always work outside. So I wanted to kind of create something that didn't have a frame on it, so you could put on any color wall. You could kind of move around the composition of it.
That bright idea has become her trademark.
So out of that came the idea of a starburst. Now I would say it's one of the things I'm the most known for. I just kept coming back to this shape and I was like, it's kind of like a star. And then I kept adding these like elongated tails on each side. And I said, it's like a starburst.
Laura's unique artwork was even handpicked to be featured on a special show.
They actually found one of my wooden starbursts in a local Seattle boutique. I happened to be in there in that same moment, so I spent 3 days straight kind of creating this door for a houseboat on the Netflix show Stay Here, and they ended up using it, installing it. It was this really amazing houseboat.
She creates just steps away from her home.
This is my studio. We decided to build this workshop in my backyard, and it's completely my sanctuary, and it just has become this like really amazing space among these giant pine trees. I've always loved working with my hands and making things, and I loved the scale I could create with wood.
It's a complicated process.
It starts with raw lumber. I stain all the pieces first, then I'm cutting, sanding the ends.
The work is both wildly creative and painstakingly precise.
Building, gluing, there's so many steps that I usually sort of do them in phases.
Whether through wood or paint, Laura's art is a tribute to the natural world around us.
My work has changed a lot over the years, but it's always been inspired by the beauty of the Northwest. For me, artwork is light, artwork is beauty.
Malia Karlinski, Seattle Refined.